Hey guys, I got a bunch of plushies recently from January to February that I haven't really reviewed, and I do mean a lot. So let's just begin reviewing this stuff. For starters, we have a custom to review. We have the Crooked Man from a really good RPG Maker horror game called The Crooked Man. For this plush, I entirely use black fleece, white felt, black felt, and red felt, and a cream, like skin color fabric. Bloodstains on the plush, I just used some red Sharpie. Some parts of the plush I sewed, and some parts of it I just hot glued. The neck has some wires in it, so you can bend him. About the same size as a Makeship plush and a Funko plushie. Now, this would be a good time to review Randy. Randy is from a game called Dial Town, and this game was also made by the same creator of Day Shift at Freddy's. So Dial Town is a dating sim where you date a bunch of living humans with cell phones for heads. Humor is really similar to Day Shift at Freddy's. I absolutely love Dial Town. I really recommend checking the game out. It has a lot of good humor, and the gameplay is really fun. I really enjoy the game. The jacket is really well made, and you can't remove it unless if you want to get some scissors and cut the threading off, which I wouldn't recommend doing that. This button-up shirt is printed on material, which is understandable because the design is really complex. Here's a look at the tag. There's only 1,388 made. Here is Randy's head. It is a Nokia. So has a little badge right here on his head that says sweetheart, but in the game it says something entirely different. And I'm pretty sure that was because Makeship did not want the plush to say what it says in the game. So, yeah. So what's really ironic is that this is a dating sim game, and I got this on Valentine's Day, so pretty cool. So here is Randy. Let's move on to Sugar Plums from the game Little Inferno. I really love this plush. She looks game accurate to the character in the game. There is only 792 made. Her arms and legs are made out of a nylon material whenever the main base of the plush uses a soft plush material. Now, since the body of the plush is really small, it's really hard for the plush to sit. Now, I really love the details on the plushie's head, but I feel like this plushie would have benefit well with the printed on color because the rings around the eye use a iron material or a iron-on material. It doesn't really hold up for long because a good example is the original Pikmin 2 plush set with Olimar and Louie. Their bodies use a vinyl material, and over years that can crack and wither away. A really good example of this is my Kelly Toy Wario plush. The emblem on his hat is starting to crack, same with his eye. And I do appreciate the stitching on the plush. I just feel like it would have benefited better if it used the printed on material. I feel like that would have been better. But regardless, it is a really good plush and it looks really accurate. Next up, we have Jump King. This is honestly one of my favorite Makeship plushies as of right now. I really love how this plushie looks. The golden chains, it actually uses real plastic. She is overall really large. The details are there for Jump King, and there's only 490 made of the plushie. It's actually a quite large plushie. He's about the same size as a Sanshee plushie. Now, speaking of Sanshee, we have the 2015 release of the Sanshee Foxy. Now, you might be wondering, why did I get another Sanshee Foxy plush whenever I have this one right here? Now, this is the one I've had for a very long time, but this one is a little bit special. Back in 2015, when Sanshee first acquired the license to make the Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise, this was their first ever plush made, being the Sanshee Foxy plush. And then after Foxy, they made Freddy, and those two plushies always kept getting sold out. And so Sanshee collabed with a company called Fat Mojo, which they made the Bendy, Showdown Bandit, Doki Doki Literature Club, Baldi's Basics, Granny, Poppy Playtime, and a bunch of other popular indie horror game characters as plushies and other merchandise. And so this is the Fat Mojo and Sanshee collaboration one. Right here, you can see by the tag. They made Foxy, Freddy, and Bonnie in this design, and Bonnie was exclusively in the Fat Mojo and Sanshee collab variant. These three plushies used to be sold in certain stores like FYE and Hot Topic, and even on Amazon and sometimes on Sanshee's website. So for Fat Mojo and Sanshee, they only made Foxy, Freddy, and Bonnie in retail and on Sanshee's website. They never released Chica, Golden Freddy, or Fredbear in this way. So now let's get back to reviewing Foxy. So for the differences, this plushie right here being the Fat Mojo release, this one is more of a brighter color, and this Sanshee site release is more of a faded color palette. Muzzle shape on the site Foxy is a lot different compared to the Fat Mojo release. The Fat Mojo release is more flatter and longer, while this one is more thicker, I would say, more chubby. Placement of the teeth is also really different compared to the Fat Mojo release and the site release. The tufts of fur on the site Foxy is more pronounced, unlike the Fat Mojo release as well. Now, personally me, I really like the site release of Foxy a lot more. It just looks more game accurate to the Foxy plushie in the game. I don't know, it just looks a lot better to me, and it's just a personal preference, I would say. Now, I did get this plushie used, so it's not in the best of condition. So he is missing the tush tag, and he has some wear and tear, like there's some thread and stitching getting undone, and the little part on the eye patch is kind of falling apart, and the seller did try to fix it. Now, since this is the first release of Foxy, it is a bit rare and hard to find, but I got this guy luckily for retail price, which is around $30 plus shipping, which is a really good deal considering how most of these Sanshee plushies are going for a lot right now, which is honestly kind of dumb in my opinion. Regardless, here is the 2015 release of the Sanshee Foxy plush. Moving away from the mainline Five Nights at Freddy's games, we have the Fanverse. Starting off with Pop Goes. Here's Pop Goes the Weasel. This design is based off of his upcoming game, Pop Goes Evergreen. I really love this plushie. This is one of the best FNAF plushies that Funko has made in recent years. I really love the vest on Pop Goes. It's actually like 3D material, and it uses the nylon material similar to his top hat and the Freddy's top hat. If they ever made a glitch trap or malware plushie, I really hope that they use this design for the vest. It looks really nice, and it's just really high quality. The only bit of printing on this plushie is the face of the plush, which doesn't really bother me. It's actually really high quality, surprisingly. Pop Goes has his two sharp little fangs. He also has a little tail. So overall, the only Fanverse plushie I'm missing is Candy the Cat, and I really hope I can find him eventually. He is the only one I'm missing, and he's my favorite out of the set because I really love Five Nights at Candy's. It's one of my personal favorite fan games. But I have been playing Pop Goes Arcade a lot recently. Like, I have like 7 hours put into that game, so go check out the game. It's really good. Lastly, we have the Jade Wisp from Sonic the Hedgehog. I am so glad we're getting official Wisp plushies. I have been wanting to get one for a while now, and I think the only like Wisp plush that was made was by Jax, no, not Jax Pacific, it was Jazzwares. And then finally we got the one made by Jax Pacific, which is the Jade Wisp. The plushie overall is really soft, and the tag is right here. It says Sonic the Hedgehog, and it has the name of the character. Jakks is honestly doing a really good job on their plushies and on their figures. They look fantastic. And we've also recently gotten a Jax Pacific Metal Sonic plush, which looks really cool as well. Anyways, so the plushie is really soft, as I mentioned. The little tails, or whatever this is right here, is just flat pieces of plush material. The inside of the plush feels like it's made out of foam. Like, it doesn't feel like it's made out of any stuffing. I'm pretty sure it is foam, though. The plush overall is just really nice and looks really accurate to the character in the games. I really love what Jax is doing currently with the Sonic license. And so, with that out of the way, here is all the brand new plushies I've recently gotten from January to February. So, as I was editing this video, I forgot to include Chef Monkey from Dark Deception and Dark Deception Monsters Immortals. So, let me just quickly review this plush. Comparison of Chef Monkey to the Murder Monkey plush. The plushie is a lot different from the original base. Like, he has, like, more details, I would say, like, in the head shape. Because on the original, like, Murder Monkey plush, the head shape is more boxy, I would say. And the new Chef Monkey plush is more like a round head shape. And the, like, cheeks on his face are more, like, pronounced, I would say. So, along with Chef Monkey, very recently, I got Candy the cat from Five Nights at Candy's, and mine's a little unique. Candy has that perfect wall-eyed look. I think Wither Freddy has some competition now, but regardless, I really like this plushie as well. Candy the cat has always been my favorite fan game character, and just one of my favorite fan game series out there. There's literally no printing at all on this plushie except for the tie, but it's such a minor little detail. Which is really, really soft, and I really like how he looks. He looks really game accurate to Candy in the game. I would really hope that they make Cindy, or maybe even Blank. Those two characters are some of my favorites from Five Nights at Candy's, and I really hope Funko comes back to the Five Nights at Candy's characters. Look at the tush tag. Copyright of 2022, Scott Cawthon. Here's the back of the tush tag. Without the way, here is Candy the cat. The only, like, FNAF plushies I'm missing from Funko now is the tie-dye stuff, Frostbite Balloon Boy, and I think that's it. Oh, and the weird, like, circus balloon wave. I have no idea what's going on with that, but regardless, here's Candy the cat. Really like this plushie. He's really cool.